I think we are right to go now. I would request Mr. Gaurav Bhatt to please come on the stage and switch on his camera.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please switch on your camera.
Now,
Yeah,
can you see me?
yeah, we can see you.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
welcome all to this program, which is 11th episode of our Wednesday Wisdom webinar. And we have come so far with the blessings of all you people, friends, and colleagues, and well wishers, and people interested to gain and exchange knowledge on this platform. I'm very happy that people like Mr. Gaurav Bhatt has voluntarily coming forward and agreeing to share their expertise, their knowledge with the audience. And we are very thankful for people like him. It is really because this is totally you can say uh, free of charge event. So whosoever is coming on the platform is definitely not gaining directly anything as such. So it is purely with the feeling of sharing the knowledge and information so that larger audience can get benefited with his experience. So in today's webinar, the topic is very interesting, especially for the transformer people and transformer manufacturers. And I'm very happy to have in this program a very senior um, person in the audience. I would not reveal his identity until unless he himself chosen to be, but he is considered to be you can say a pitama of transformer industry, Indian transformer industry, and he's in the audience, and I'm very happy. So I need his blessings also, and I would be very happy if he also can share his thoughts on the topic which we are discussing today. Uh, so, welcome to this program. Before we go into the discussion, a little bit about our company, which is Nostar. We are into 3, 4 different areas since last almost 4 years now. We are one thing is consulting, where we are into transfer manufacturing technology related to foil winding, amorphous core, dry type, field. And we support transform manufacturers related with the plant engineering, that is plant designing, plant layout, equipment acquisition, right from specifications to installation, dry run, and designing of the layouts, keeping the modern concepts of factory design into mind, so that maximum benefits of the capital investment can be reaped from the venture. Then we support businesses in improving delivery performances, inventory management, productivity, which is really challenge in the engineered to ordered industry like transformer, where every transformer is a project itself. So inventory and productivity becomes very important and difficult to manage. So we help our customers in that direction. Then we have a pool of experts in design and cost optimization, who work out best possible designs for the interested uh, customers. Then our second area is field service, where we have our dedicated team of engineers and technicians, and we take host of site related activities starting from ETC, erection testing, commissioning, to troubleshooting, preventive maintenance, taking AMCs, now retrofilling with both the kind of ester oils, that is synthetic and natural, diagnostics, and also we provide different type of spares starting from condenser bushing to insulating oils. Then our third activity is we are representatives of 3 companies in India, that is Streamer Electric, which is from Switzerland, Motwane, and Savita. And we provide innovative solutions right from fire prevention of power panels to online moisture management of transformers, lighting protection of overhead lines, online monitoring, that is making your existing transformer smart, so that the parameters of the transformer are available on your smart devices by going for this solution that comes from Motwane. And with Savita, we are authorized representative, and also I am consulting Savita for application aspect of natural and synthetic esters. Our fourth activity is this activity which we are doing today, which is North Star Knowledge Academy, and which is a knowledge sharing platform. Prior to lockdown, we used to conduct personal physical seminars and workshops, but post lockdown, we are limiting ourselves. Rather, we evolved ourselves to the webinar model, where we are conducting online programs dedicated to mainly transfer fraternity, and we also conduct customized program for individual group of customers or individual teams, and that can be customized as per their requirement. So this is our fourth activity, and with this I would like to introduce today's subject matter expert, Mr. Gaurav Bhatt. He's an old friend of mine, and he's quite a known name in the field of CRGO. Currently, he's lead CRGO business and steel sourcing with Temple, which is an American company, and they have a manufacturing base in Chennai. Mr. Gaurav is a graduate engineer in electronics and telecommunication, and he's a proven accomplished professional with a consistency in success. He has been a long exposure in electrical steels, especially CRGO and CRNGO. Now he's also into stampings in Temple. Then, as a CRGO person, he has been working closely with most of the transformer OEMs and designers. So many people know him in the industry, and with close coordination and with sharing his expertise, he always comes with the best possible core solution for the transformer people. With 14 years of expertise in his pocket, he has driven profitable growth for his companies and all. And currently, as I said, he's working with Chennai. So I would like to welcome Mr. Gaurav on the platform, and I'm disconnecting my screen so that and so that he can share his own presentation. I would request all people to kindly keep off their cameras and uh, microphones. And we have a separate question answer session at the end. You can put up your questions in the chat box, and we will definitely take them up at the end of it. And if you have any questions uh, in between also, so still I would keep request you to keep the patience till the end of the program, and definitely we will go into discussion. As today's program, we have many transformer designers and experts present, so I would request in the question answer session if we can have a kind of discussion on the issues, and instead of limiting yourself to asking the questions, I would request you to contribute your own thoughts and ideas also at the end of the program. Okay, so with this, Goroji, I welcome you to the program today once again. And once again, I thank you for accepting our request to come to the program and agreeing to share your wonderful knowledge about this very important parameter, which is building factor of transformer laminations. So, uh, just to start with, can you tell us about yourself a little bit about what is your journey, how you came into this field, and so we can know you better, Mr. Gaurav. Sorry, your video is not visible, Mr. Gaurav. Hello, Mr. Gaurav. Oh, he got disconnected. He came back. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. My network was an issue. So now, राजू सर आप सुन पा रहे हो ना मुझे?
Yeah. We can listen to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Just मैंने reconnect किया.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Just give me.
yeah, you please reconnect, and just a note to the audience that this may happen because of poor connectivity, and we may lose each other. So request is that if you have lost, then you can connect back. Otherwise, just wait and till the time we resume back, and we will resume back very shortly. So just be with us and enjoy the program. Thank you so much. So Gaurav I was just asking you about share your
Mhm.
yourself about your journey. Uh, we are facing network issue from Mr. Gaurav, so please keep the patience. I'm very happy to share with you that today we have got highest registration to participation ratio, which is close to around 80%. And uh, I am happy that so many people have come today in the program. But let's see how the connectivity issue is being tackled at Mr. Gaurav's end. Kindly keep patience. There is some connectivity problem at Mr. Gaurav's end. Probably the network is an issue. So let's hope that it goes smoothly once he resumes back.
हेलो, हाँ सुन पा रहे हैं सर? हाँ सर, हाँ। हेलो, राजेश सर? राजेश सर? हेलो?
यस, आपका आवाज आ रहा है?
Yeah, मैं सुन
हाँ,
पा रहा हूँ
आवाज आ रही
गौरव
है
जी.
ना?
I can
ओके,
listen to
ओके।
you. Should I connect your presentation?
हाँ सर, वैसे ही कीजिए।
Okay, I'll do that.
कनेक्ट हो रहा हूँ।
No issue, no issue. So this is visible, Mr. Gaurav.
No sir, I can't see.
It will come. It will come. Others are able to see the presentation.
Yes, yes, we are able to see.
Mr. Gaurav, is it visible to you now? Hello.
हेलो राजीव सर?
हाँ, अभी presentation दिख रहा है आपको?
नहीं सर, मुझे राजीव शुक्ला को स्टार्टेड स्क्रीन शेयरिंग।
It will come. I think your network is a little bit slow.
Actually, I can see.
Yeah. गौरव जी दिख रहा है आपको?
सर मुझे खाली 2 मिनट दीजिए, मैं मोबाइल से लॉगिन हो जाता हूँ क्योंकि
Okay.
लैपटॉप में आई थिंक कुछ एरर हो रहा है, मुझे आपकी स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रही।
No issue, no issue.
सॉरी टीम।
No, no, take your own time. And I'm requesting people to please bear with us. These are something which is out of our control. It is not an excuse, but it is a genuine reason I am giving. So please keep it with us. And within a minute, he should be with us.
Very
Thank you.
clearly visible, whatever.
राजू सर, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हो? सॉरी।
जी, मैं आपको सुन पा रहा हूँ, बिल्कुल।
ओके, सॉरी गाइस, मैं मोबाइल से ऑपरेट करूंगा।
कोई
आई
बात
थिंक
नहीं,
मेरे लैपटॉप में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ है। सॉरी फॉर द डिले।
नो
ओके,
इशू। प्रेजेंटेशन दिख रहा है आपको अभी?
हाँ हाँ, मुझे दिख रहा है सर, क्लियर में दिख रहा
ठीक, ओके गौरव जी, काइंडली रिलैक्स, ओके,
या आई
take
एम
a deep breath and we are good to go now. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Rajiv sir and North Star team for creating this platform so we can share our experience and knowledge on this platform. And thank you for giving me chance to share my experience and knowledge in this platform. So, team, my topic is optimization of transformer cores by building factor reduction. Okay, sorry, let me introduce first.
Yeah.
In all these technical issue, I forgot to introduce myself.
Right.
My name is Gaurav Bhatt, and I'm in this CRGO processing industry since last 14 years. Presently working for Temple Precision Metal Products India Private Limited. Temple is a US group, and earlier they were in motor stamping. And with my joining, they started CRGO processing for the transformer industry. They're having multi-location plant. Our corporate office is in Chicago. We have a CRGO cutting facility in Canada, and India is our second location where we started CRGO processing. So I'm working in Temple as a lead business and sourcing head for the electrical steel. In past, I had worked with other CRGO processing companies. And with that introduction, I'm going to start about this transformer cores building factor matter.
Great.
So can we
Yeah.
next slide?
So basically, I would like to ask you one thing, that CRGO magnetic steel is a very important part of the transformer core. And the no load loss or core loss is also called fixed loss, as it is keep on happening during the life of the transformer. Okay. So quality of the core plays a very important and crucial role to keep the operating cost of a transformer or energy power sector system to the minimum. Okay. So can you please explain the process as such, how these laminations are processed and how they are made into this thing?
Good question, sir. In that topic, I'm going to cover in this presentation, and I had given one process mapping.
Okay.
So can you go back to the previous?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe we all are in transformer industry. We belongs to transformer industry, and we are aware that CRGO, as shown in the pictures, it is we can say is a heart of transformer, which compromise around 30% cost of any transformer. So today we are going to talk about this CRGO core, and we are going to discuss some critical characteristics which is going to define that how we can use how we can optimize this core loss by reducing the building factor. So in next slide, as Rajiv sir asked, I'm going to describe about CRGO process mapping. So team, for CRGO process, the first and foremost thing is selection of the raw material. So this process starts with the transformer manufacturer designs. For me, my customer are transformer manufacturer. They are giving their designs where we need to select the raw material which should meet their technical requirement. The main technical requirement is the no load losses. So according to their no load loss requirement, CRGO processor, they are going to select CRGO grades. So selection of the right raw material is the main area in processing part. After selecting right grade of the CRGO, the next step is slitting. So according to the designs of transformer core, processor is going to do the slitting process as per the required width of that particular design. And the third portion is cutting. In cutting, nowadays, cutting is happening with automatic CNC lines. So cutting means cropping of this CRGO slit coil according to the customer design. So there are different shapes which we are going to discuss in the next slides. So CRGO processor, they are going to cut those shapes in required dimension as per the designs. And after that, we need to do stacking and packaging. That comes in the part of packaging area. Stacking means CRGO processor need to align all these cut lamination as per the requirement of the customer, which is the transformer manufacturer. So it should be in ready to use format. So that comes under CRGO processing part, that all CRGO should place in a such a way that transformer core manufacturer, they can start their assembly of the core in ready to use pattern. So that's come as a stacking and packaging. In this slide, I am showing that other parts of processing industries verticals, like CRGO processor, they are doing trading in slit coil services. They are making distributed gap core also, which is shown in this bottom, from bottom, it is second picture. And in value addition, nowadays, CRGO processor, they started making built-up core. So in case of distribution and medium power transformer, now it's a, we can say it's a forward integration where processor, they are supplying built core, duly tested. So transformer manufacturer, they can do rest of the activity at their end and they can save their lead time. So this is just a brief introduction how CRGO processing industry, they are working.
Gaurav-ji, can you briefly touch upon this manual cutting versus CTL-based cutting? I mean, why it is better, first of all, and second, when switching over from manual process to automatic process, how does the core fabricator or core supplier gets benefited? Because one thing clearly I can see from your picture that with automatic cutting line, you have to have the virgin CRGO rules. I mean, you cannot have the pieces and small lengths to make it. So can you just put some light on this aspect?
Of course, sir. It's a very hot topic for every transformer manufacturer. That and this is the gray area where industry is still struggling after implementation of the BIS. Also, I will say it's a gray area where transformer manufacturer, they don't have the clarity that whatever the material they are getting, whether it's a virgin material or it's a substandard material. So okay, coming back to your specific question, manual cutting, actually what happened, we can say before 30 years ago, in India, we don't have that much of investment for the CRGO processing. So CRGO processor, they used to do this cutting of the lamination in manual miter cut machine. It's a very simple process, and it's require very low investment, and it's a labor intensive work. So anybody can do that type of operation with little bit of investment, because major investment was in raw material procurement. So there are lot of mom and pop shop type of CRGO processor who started this manual miter cut with the help of that pedestal shearing machine. So that was one era where Indian transformer industry, they used to get CRGO lamination through manual miter cut. Manual miter cut means after slitting, after getting the slitted coils, processor, they will do the cropping of the CRGO slit coil with the help of pedestal shearing machine. So they are going to cut these all the shapes like side, yoke, and center with that manual cutting machine. Now industry is industry expand, and demand of CRGO lamination is increased. so that manual productivity is not going to beat the requirement of the industry. And the quality, of course, in the manual operations, quality is not up to the mark. So now introduction of these automatic cut to length are happen in the Indian industry, and there are many CNC machines. Few names are Gyog, UPI, SDR, then Canvin. So there are so many transformer core cutting machines are available, and CRGO processor, they start their operations with the automatic CNC line. So the major difference is quality of the lamination, because in manual cutting, it's all thing is depend on manual accuracy, and in automatic line, we just need to feed the program of our requirement, and it's going to be happen in automatic sequence with the help of such CNC cut to line machine. So the major difference is productivity, quality, and the main thing, in automatic CNC line, you cannot use any secondary material. It will happen through mother coil only. Again, there is another factor that earlier, before implementation of the BIS, there are lot of material which comes in India with the substandard grade, which is in the full coil form. So I'm going to divert with that topic. So basically, the difference between manual and automatic line, that manual can be happen with any secondary material or with the offcut or use transformer core, but such thing is not possible with the automatic cutting line. So that is the major difference. In automatic cutting line, we can get many advantage like auto stacking, accuracy is far better. Then we can do any cutting of, we can do any design cutting like vertical, horizontal. So any design is possible in case of automatic line.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for going into this area, which is very sensitive. And now, before now let us take us our building factor topic of today. And
Awesome.
what is it, and how it affects the core parameters? I mean, in terms of losses and dimensions, and overall, maybe the optimization of the transformer.
Correct. Okay. So hope at this level we understand that what is the role of CRGO in transformer performance. So before going in deep dive for building factor, we just need to differentiate between stacking factor and building factor. Many times we got confused between stacking factor and building factor. So that's why I put a separate slide where I can emphasize the difference between stacking factor and the building factor. So stacking factor, as the name suggests, it's a stack factor. In wordings, we can say it is the ratio of effective cross-sectional area of the transformer core to the physical cross-sectional area of the transformer core. In simple wording, I can say that while you are stacking your cut lamination without any pressure, that is a one reading, and while you are putting your lamination with a specified pressure, so that difference of height, which is known as a stack factor. And that's why in CRGO, stacking factor varies from 95 to 97%. Here in right side of table, I'm showing the minimum stacking factor requirement as per the IS standard, which is from 0.23 mm thickness, it is 0.945%, and maximum in 0.3, it should be 0.955. So this is the minimum stacking factor requirement. Basically, if your stacking factor will improve, then you can say your no load loss will also improve, because there will be less air gap, there will be the less burr. So hope with this explanation we can understand that stacking factor is related to the stack height of the limb. The cause of stacking factor is air gap and burr. Now we are going to understand building factor. Building factor is a non-dimensional parameter defined as the ratio of no load loss of transformer to the core weight. In a watts per kg, either it is measured on Epstein or single sheet tester. So to explain about building factor, I had given one formula. That example is here under. So to derive any no load loss of transformer core, we should have design weight, that whatever the CRGO weight, we should have operating flux density, and we should know what will be the building factor for that particular transformer. So we are just taking a case of 100 kVA transformer. Suppose the weight of that 100 kVA transformer is 230 kg. And just for the simple understanding, I am saying that operating flux density of that transformer is 1.7 Tesla at 50 Hertz frequency. So our no load losses, ideal no load losses should be weight of the core into whatever the watt loss at 1.7 Tesla. So if we will multiply 230 kg by 1.20 watts per kg, which is at 1.7 Tesla, then ideal no load losses should be 276 watt. But in practice, such thing is never happen. Why? Because we need to consider building factor of that particular core also. So with this right side of picture, I want to show that wherever these dark blue lines, it shows that flux is going to be dissipated because of the joints and air gaps. So these are the area where our building factor is going to play the role. Of course, there are the other area which are shown in the right side also, red color also. So these are the area where we need to consider this loss in power loss, which is going to be effect in our no load loss calculation. So in next slide, we will understand in detail about this building factor calculation. Sir, can we move to next slide? Hope team, you can interrupt me if you have any doubt between stacking factor and building factor. I hope I'm able to give sufficient discussion about the stacking factor and building factor. Raju sir, that was okay?
Yeah, that was okay. Yes, you can.
Thank you,
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So here we are going to discuss in more detail about building factor. So that raw material selections of CRGO for any transformer core, we need to know what will be the no load losses performance, and for that no load loss performance, we need to understand how it is going to calculate. So as I told you in previous slide, that the formula of no load loss is weight of the CRGO core, building factor, and watt loss at design flux density. Bmax is a short form of design flux density. So building factor depends on many parameters. One by one, we are going to discuss in detail in next slide. In this slide, I just want to give the idea that how building factor ranging from small transformer to large power transformer. In short, we can say that building factor is going to impact due to the geometry of the core. We need to understand that the ratio of leg length, window height, and core dia is going to impact on building factor performance. We will discuss in detail in the next slide about how geometry of the core is going to impact in the building factor. And that is the part of customer side. And another side where building factor is going to impact, which is a part of CRGO processor. These are design of transformer core, burr, then accuracy of dimension, and handling factor while processing this CRGO lamination. So in this table, it's just some average readings on basis of past experience in this industry. So I'm just giving one comparison that how building factor is going to vary from 25 kVA to 100 MVA transformer. And we can say that in small rating transformer, building factor will be high because all these ratio of this leg length, window height, and core center is going to be different in case of the large power transformer. So let's take one example of 25 kVA, where In case of normal design, building factor will be 32%. If it is modified with the horizontal step lab design, HSL, then it will be improved by 2%. And further it will be modified with the help of vertical step lab, then another 2% advantage will be there. So building factor can be improved in terms of CRGO design also. So this is the just table rated form of building factor with respect to different ratings of the transformer.
Okay. Gauravji,
Yes, sir.
you have mentioned here the factors which affect building factor is step left design, then burr level, accuracy in
sir.
dimension, and handling factor. So
Yes, sir.
step left design can be and is okay. Minimizing burr and dimension accuracy will depend upon the process which you are having or the equipment you are having. What about the handling factor? How, I mean, how that is affecting the building factor, and how it can be, I mean, minimized?
Relate.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So the first thing is, as you said in initial discussion, that difference between manual and automatic production. So handling factor is also related to that topic. If someone is doing CRGO processing in manual operations, then definitely that handling factor will be more, because CRGO is a so sensitive material. Even if you will shake that one sheet of CRGO and you are going to measure the wet loss, then definitely that wet loss will be higher compared to the normal position of the CRGO sheet. So we can understand, while someone is doing CRGO cutting through manual process, then they are not going to handle CRGO as accurately as machine is going to handle, because they are going to lift the CRGO with the help of manual hands, and they are going to move the CRGO sheets with the help of trolleys or by any means. So we can understand that in such process there will be high handling factor, while in case of automatic line, handling factor will be less compared to manual process. Now again, in case of automatic line also, how someone can reduce this handling factor? The answer is by using conveyors and by using these robotic lines, which is happening in the European country, which I had seen in many companies. They are using robotics equipments for lifting these stack lamination. Likewise, I can say in our company, we introduced one techniques that after doing this slitting, we are not touching that slit coils, and directly we are unloading that slitted coils on a one slit coil car. So we are directly unloading our slitted coil from slitting machine on a car, and that car is going to take those slit coil in our near to our cutting line.
Okay.
So this one automation which I recommend, where we can reduce the handling factor. Otherwise, people are lifting slit coils with the help of cranes and forklifts, and they are moving those slit coil from one area to another area. So we need to understand, if we are lifting the coils with the help of forklift forks, then that forks is going to touch with that inner dia of the slit coil, and it going to deteriorate the performance of that particular area of CRGO slit coil.
Okay.
So we are reducing such handling process, and we are going on the automation side, where we can use direct touch with the CRGO. And again, at the time of stacking also, there are such machines are available in the world, where they are directly doing core assembly with the help of robots, and they are lifting these cut lamination with the help of robots, and they are directly stacking over the stacking table, and they are making full core with the help of robots and conveyor belts. So such technology is also developed, where people are optimizing this building factor.
Okay. That is very important point which you mentioned about handling the slit coils. Uh, as far as I remember, when I go to CRGO facilities, I can see slit coils are stored on the ground also, and
Yes, sir.
they are stored in such a way that if you want to access some particular slit roll, then you will have to remove so many things, and then only you can reach over there. And and the other, as it is put on the floor, so
Mhm.
I don't think that is the right way to store the slit coil. So there must be some proper methods which you must be following. This is one
Yes, sir.
point. Second thing which I wanted to discuss about,
Mhm.
you talked about auto stacking facility in the CTL,
Yeah.
where you stack the lamination in such a way that when it reaches to the transformer manufacturer, he will be taking up the first step
Yeah.
with which he is going to start the core building, so that he doesn't have to shuffle the I mean packets of lamination or stacks of lamination, so that minimum
Yeah.
handling would be there. So I think I
Yeah.
understand that that way of packing is also very important as far as the handling is concerned. Okay, so this is one
Yes, sir.
statement I made. So what I'm asking you is that you mentioned about the effect on core performance uh, of manual handling. Okay,
Yeah.
so is there any study available or any data available? If you can share it later if you have, where that clear-cut comparison is available.
Yeah.
If you do the core building manual activities or cost cutting manually, or you do it automatic process, this is the
Mhm.
difference you are going to get in your core performance. If you have something, you can share it later on.
Sir, of course, sir. There are different studies. So it depends on every CRGO processor and the transfer manufacturer. So because it's a part of both sides. If
Yeah.
CRGO processor they are doing CRGO cutting with the help of automatic line,
Ji.
compared to manual, roughly I can say that someone can save at least 7 to 8% in this building factor.
That much.
So this is the
Oh.
this much of the difference is possible
Mm-hmm.
because see here your question having the answer itself, because even CRGO processor nowadays they are doing cutting on automatic line, but they are not doing that much of care in the handling. Like you said that slit coils. Um, Slit coils are placed in a such a way that sometimes they are collapsed and they need to reuse by providing some inner layer protection and all.
Yes.
So these all handling factor is going to deteriorate your no load loss. So even people those who are doing these automatic operations,
Yeah.
if they will not do proper control in these handling areas,
Mm.
then they are not going to optimize these building factor,
Okay.
and they will say that we are not getting that much of 7 to 8% benefit compared to manual, so
Mm.
they need to improve on their handling side also.
Mm. Mm.
So if someone is doing, because I know when at the first time when I heard such thing that even in the case of 20 MVA transformer, someone they are able to achieve even building factor at 5%, 5% or maximum 8%. So
Okay.
it's really surprising that you can get 95% accuracy from CRGO, which is सुनने में थोड़ा आपको ये लगेगा odd लगेगा, but there are the case where in the range of 20 MVA transformer, people achieve building factor at the range of 5 to 8%.
Okay.
So these all because of they are doing utmost care while they are doing the CRGO cutting.
Okay. Great, great. Very great insights, Garoji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So can we go ahead with this
Yeah,
now in the
please, sir,
next
please,
slide?
sir. Yeah.
I'm getting some raise of hands and comments in the chat box about the questions. So I request kindly put up your questions in the chat box, and we'll definitely take up at the end of the session. So I request you to please put up your questions or hold your questions till the end. Then I will ask you to switch on your mic, and then you yourself can ask the question. Yeah. So Garoji, now let us discuss
Yeah.
different factors which are affecting the building factor of the core.
Yeah. In this slide, I want to discuss on conclusive side that how we can improve no load losses by reducing building factor. So first we need to understand that which are the factors which are going to impact on building factor. Sir, ये क्या होता है? Mostly it's a arguing point in between purchaser of transformer core and CRGO supplier, that they are blaming that your material is not okay. You mix something and we are not achieving the losses.
That is the eternal fight which will go on, which is going on, which was going on.
So that's why we need to understand collectively that it's always not depend on CRGO processor. थोड़ी बहुत भागीदारी जो है वो डिजाइनर की भी रहती है.
कैसे?
which is हाँ, वो कैसे का जवाब जो है वो मेरी फर्स्ट लाइन में. So the core, thank you for asking कैसे. I just want to have that question. So that core geometry is also going to take a important role for deciding the no load losses.
Okay.
Nowadays, sir, what happened that designers, they having very much pressure for optimizing their design. So few designers, what they are doing according to the market situation. Let's say if copper price is high, then they will reduce number of tons and they will increase CRGO weight. And when CRGO prices, let's suppose CRGO prices are high, then they will increase limb height and they will increase CRGO weight and they will reduce number of tons. So these changes is also going to affect your building factor. So yeah. So what I meant to say that we had seen such designs where this limb height is very high proportion to your yoke length. So we can say that ratio of leg center and window height is different compared to the normal design. So if in detail I can say, if you are increasing your yoke length, that means your yoke portion will increase, where maximum CRGO is going to be placed in that design. And if you are reducing your limb height, that means your side and center limb is going to be short. So that will impact on your building factor, because you are applying less number of turns and you are putting more weight in your yoke, in top and bottom yoke. So that means we need to understand that maximum concentration of flux is going to be happen on limb, because our windings are coming on limb only, it is not coming on the yoke. So if designer, they will increase their CRGO weight in yoke portion rather than limb portion, then that is also going to impact on no load loss calculation. So this is the area where most of people in CRGO processing side, they are not checking their design in a proper way, and they are just going with the simple calculation of the no load losses, and they are incurring issues after their supply. So core geometry is also an important part which going to affect the no load losses.
Okay.
Second thing is, building factor can be reduced by introduction of the advanced design. Advanced design means earlier we used to have conventional designs where there is no any steplet, and there is very high chance of air gap. So now designs are modified with the help of vertical steplet and horizontal steplet. I will show some more pictures in next slide, so we all can understand what is the difference between vertical and horizontal. As its name says, that vertical means that overlapping will be in pattern of vertical shape, and in horizontal, overlapping will be in pattern of horizontal shape. So while comparing with normal design, we can say as a conventional design, with this step-lap design, we can reduce these no load losses by 4 to 5% easily. And as the rating will increase, this difference will reach up to 8% also. So and also there is a one hot question with every CRGO, sorry, every transformer manufacturer, which is the best design. So technically, I can say that vertical step lap is the best design, because in vertical, the alignment of the CRGO will be proper, because it is happen with the help of guided holes. And in vertical step lap, guide hole is mandatory, because while inserting the yoke plates, we should have the guide hole. Otherwise, our yoke plate will not going to align with the limbs. So that's why, in this picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Here?
in second picture, this will give the more detail.
Okay.
So on the right hand side, we can see that in vertical step lap, we having guide holes, and in horizontal, we don't have the guide hole. So even we can have guide hole in the horizontal also, but it is not mandatory. Why it is not mandatory? Because in the limb, Rajesh sir, can you highlight this? Thank you, sir. Yeah, because in the limb area, we can insert these top yoke laminations with our eyes also, because at the time of doing this reinsertion of yoke, we just need to align these yoke plates on all these three limbs, which is possible. It is not possible, because lamination maybe fall down, because in vertical these step laps will be in plus minus side in vertical position, and there might be the chance that last piece maybe fall down between the limb. So this is the simple reason why hole is mandatory in vertical design. And one more beauty of this design, that it is I can say it is very difficult to produce vertical step lap lamination with the help of manual miter cut.
Yeah.
Because this much of accuracy and this much of pitch distance is not going to maintain in manual miter cut. If someone will dare to produce vertical step lap with manual miter cut, then he need to do multiple changes in his machines for setting of these dimension in their manual miter cut. Because what happened that let's say we have 5 pieces packets in our design, then he need to do setting in that manual miter cut at least for the 3 times, because we have 3 offset, 0, let's say 0, 5 and 10. Then so we can say that practically it is impossible to produce vertical step lap with the help of manual miter cut. So that's why transformer manufacturer, they prefer to have vertical step lap designs for their transformer core, so they can have at least assurance that this lamination is going to be produced with the help of automatic line. So this is the another advantage in case of vertical step lap compared to horizontal.
But as I can see in vertical step lap, you have to do nipping. Okay. So that nipping is possible on the CTL, or it is to be done separately?
No, sir, it is possible on the CTL. Okay. Now, advanced machines, they having this nipping facility. Okay. And basically, nipping is not compulsory. Even people are using this vertical step lap without this tip cut. Okay. But the advantage of cutting those tips, that it will make your transformer compact, and those sharp edges will be cut out. So during the assembly, it will be helpful, and as per the safety norms, it will be more recommended. So that is the advantage, and that flux will not dissipate from those corners. It will be directly aligned to the next step. So that is also another advantage in case of the tip cut.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Can
you.
we go back to the main slide?
Sure. This one? Yeah.
Yeah, this one, sir. Thank you, sir. मैंने आपको थोड़ा आज काम पे लगा
No,
दिया.
no,
Sorry
it's
for
fine,
that.
it's fine.
Okay.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay. So the third point is quality of the workmanship. So building factory is also depends on workmanship of the core assembly. Also during the CRGO processing, also how we are stacking the lamination, that is also depend on the workmanship of CRGO supplier.
Yeah.
So nowadays still we are doing this stacking with the help of labors. I had seen in European countries and in other, I mean to say, many CRGO processor, now they are using these robotics arms for doing these core assemblies. But in India, still this stacking and core assembly is happening with the help of laborers. So this no load losses is also going to affect with the workmanship. So let's talk about workmanship at the stage of CRGO processing. The first thing is how we are handling our slate coils, how we are handling our cut lamination. These also impact on your performance of the CRGO.
Right.
In that area, I want to deep dive on how we are processing. Like we had seen that even in the case of the slitting, our coil is rusting directly on metal parts, and sometimes it is touching the ground also. So we can imagine that how it is treated during process. So it is going to be reduced with the help of good machines, like I will say GYOG. In GYOG, there will be no any we can say there is no any such contact in slitting line which is going to deteriorate CRGO performance. So whatever that CRGO is going to roll, that will be with smooth surfaces, and there will be no any foreign particles contact with the in the CRGO. So that is one area which can be improved with the help of sophisticated machines. In cutting line also, we need to use proper pallets. Like if we are placing that lamination on uneven platform, then definitely that stress is going to be occurred in that CRGO lamination, because if your surface is not uniform, then you are going to stack all the lamination one by one, and that load is going to impact on the bottom lamination, and that stress will going to produce in that CRGO, which will deteriorate the performance of the CRGO. Third part is during stacking. If you are cutting your CRGO in such a sequence that you need to turn your CRGO sheets at the time of stacking, then again it's going to lead your handling factor. So this is a very ये मैं बहुत ही detail में बता रहा हूँ, but normally what is going to happen that CRGO processor they are doing cutting in one shot. Like the ideal case is they need to cut half portion in first sequence, and after that they need to cut another half portion in the second sequence. But they are going to produce all the stack of that particular width in a one shot, and after that they are doing this stacking with the help of labor. तो उसमें जो वो उल्टा कर रहे हैं उसको और फिर प्लेटफॉर्म पे रख रहे हैं, तो आप यू कैन इमेजिन कि आप CRGO को ज्यादा ह्यूमन टच दे रहे हो. So this thing can be avoided by doing proper planning, by using proper packing plan. So this is a very minute thing, but this is also going to impact on your CRGO performance. Another thing is burr level. If you are not using carbide cutters, and if you are not doing your setting in slitting machine in a proper way, you are not maintaining proper gap between the cutters, because there is a formula that we need to maintain proper gap in our cutters, so we can minimize the burr. The ideal burr should be less than 10 micron. If it is more than 10 micron, that is going to lead our building factor, and it will going to deteriorate the performance of that core. Burr means we can say whatever the extra thickness at the edge of CRGO is called as a burr. So here burr means on the slit edge and on the cutting edge and on that guide holes and V notch area. So burr is not just related to that slit edge burr only. Transformer core manufacturer, they need to check the burr at the stage of V notch, at the stage of guide hole, at the stage of cutting angles, because if you have burr at any point, then you are going to use less number of CRGO sheets in your core assembly, because we are more than 1,000 number of pieces we are going to place in a transformer core. And you can imagine if the burr is 0.01 or 0.02 mm, then that much of space is going to be occupied by the burr, and that will create air gap also. And that will reduce your number of lamination, because ultimately by using that much of pieces you are going to achieve your stack height. So burr is a very critical quality parameter which we need to control. Another point is edge camber. Edge camber means if you are putting two sheets in an adjacent side, and if you are getting any gap between these two sheets, that's known as a edge camber. And edge camber is going to impact while you are doing core assembly. Then at the corner side, at angle side, this lamination is they will not overlap properly, and it will create air gap. So that's the simple understanding about the edge camber. And the last one is the flatness of the CRGO lamination. Sometime property of CRGO coil itself is like that after cutting off that CRGO slit coil, lamination will be not in a flatness flat position that we call as the bow shape. So that is going to impact on no load losses, because that will create the air gap while we are doing this stacking of the lamination at core assembly stage. So these are the points where we can say that workmanship is going to play a major role in building factor measurement. The next point is stacking. We already described much more about the stacking. Let me say in a short way that we need to maintain equal number of packets between yoke, side, and center. This is the very critical area where most of people they are doing mistakes, and ultimately transformer manufacturer need to pay more to CRGO supplier in form of excess lamination which are available at their end. What is meaning of equal number of packets? We know that our assembly, our CRGO design, it is controlled by center limb number of pieces and stack height. So CRGO supplier, they need to provide lamination in a such a way that whatever the number of lamination we are supplying in center limb, in equal proportion we need to supply in side and yoke. If we are supplying, just I'm giving one example, if I'm supplying 5 pieces in a center, then 10 pieces should be in side and 10 pieces should be in yokes. But generally what happened that if there is a breakdown or if there is any quality error happened during the process, then CRGO processor, they forgot to replace those defective lamination with the correct one, and they supply as it is condition, and transformer manufacturer, they found it during the core assembly. And if there is any break of the packets, then whatever those excess packets are available at the transformer manufacturer side, those are going to be waste. So it should be proper control at the time of CRGO cutting. Operator need to check that if some pieces are missing or if any sequence is disturbed, then he need to stop the machine and he need to place whatever the required lamination at that particular area. So at the customer end, the customer will not face any shortages or excess of lamination. So that is the very important part.
Yes. Very important.
Then the next topic is consistency in CRGO thickness, which is related to the raw material supplier. Still, we are facing such issues in our CRGO coils, even though that material is BIS approved. But sometimes what happened that thickness of one roll is not consistent, and even sometimes we experience that in a mother coil of, let's say, 1000 mm, on left side thickness is different and right side thickness is different. So these are the some issues which CRGO buyers they are facing from the mills. It's not too much, but in we can say still that problem is there in the industry.
Okay.
And if thickness of CRGO is not uniform, then this sequence at the time of stacking will be disturbed. And even CRGO processor can also do mistake in this area if you are using two different origins. Let's say if you are using Chinese material and you are using Japanese material, or be specific, let's say you are using Bao make material or you are using Nippon make material in the same job, then their average thickness will be different. So you need to assume, just think that if Bao material goes in center limb and Nippon material goes in yoke limb, then they are not going to align in a proper way because there is a variation in the thickness,
Yeah.
and that will create air gap. So CRGO processor, they need to select one grade and one origin for one particular job. They should not mix even origin also.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And last one regarding this is mechanical stress or air gap at the corner joints. Ultimately, we need to create a closed loop in our core. That's why we are doing all these R&D in designs. And if our CRGO is perfect, if our handling is perfect, everything is perfect, but our dimensions are not perfect, and if there is any any deviation in our dimensions, then that will create gap between joints. And if there will be any air gaps, then flux will be dissipate from that area, and that loop will be distract, and we will not get optimum utilization of that core. And one more point which I described, mechanical stress. Mechanical stress we can avoid during our process. As I told, during slitting also we can avoid. We already had discussed about that. Something new I will tell about this mechanical stress, that if CRGO processor, they are planning their CRGO cutting in a proper way, and they are not stacking everything over the one pallet, and they will distribute that cut lamination in a ready to use pattern, then even that good practices can reduce mechanical stress. Because we had seen that they have that much of production load, and they are just piling of CRGO lamination on the one pallet itself, and it is going to impact on CRGO, bottom side of CRGO. So such practices should be avoided, and we can improve this stress factor.
Yeah, very important. In fact, you highlighted very important point, because what I experienced in one of my previous company, that we designed the core cutting facility, and we designed for a particular storage space. But of late, when the factory become operational, we realized that the inventory of slit coils is increasing day by day, and the consumption of those slit coils will depend upon the transformer orders and transformer design which are coming into. So big floor area used to get occupied by slit coil, and our actual storage stands used to, I mean, they were just insufficient to take care of that much inventory of the slit coils. So very important point you said about it, and that must be the reason that the material has to be stored in a haphazard manner, right? Thank you so much.
That is
Yeah.
that is the job of their marketing team, that they should have a combination of different orders,
Yes.
so they can optimize these slit coil inventories.
Yes. But that is an issue, right? You agree with me?
Yeah, that is an issue, but there is a chance of control it, that we should have combination of order. If you are taking power transformer order, then simultaneously you should have the distribution transformer order also.
Right.
So whatever the slit coils you are going to generate, you can consume in the distribution transformer.
Correct.
So
That
this
is true.
portion we covered, sir.
Yeah.
Designs portion we covered.
Yeah. Now I have one practical question coming from the practical application,
Yes,
that
sir.
and you touched upon that point already, but I wanted
Yeah.
to further, drive on that,
Yes,
many
sir.
times it is found that the core building is completed and the
Yeah.
required stack height is achieved, and a lot of CRG is still left out.
Yeah.
So one point you said it is maybe because of mistake happened during the cutting of the CRG.
Yes, sir.
And my apprehension is that is it because
Mhm.
of also because of poor building factor?
Of course, sir. Due to the poor building factor, also not building factor, sir. We can say as a stacking factor,
Okay,
because
stacking factor.
yeah,
Yeah,
stacking
still I am
factor is.
confused.
Then I done some mistake in my explanation. If you
No,
are
no,
not,
not at all.
I will take on that side. So it's okay. So it's because of the stacking factor, and also it is because of excess supply from CRGO processor.
Yeah.
That's why now transformer manufacturer, they are so smart that they are giving very less tolerance in their purchase order, and even some are saying that we don't have any positive tolerance for the weight. You supply according to our design weight. So this is the reason why purchaser, they are putting such clause in their orders.
Yes.
And one more thing is, with this picture, if you can see that
Hmm.
laborers are doing this assembly in such a way
Hmm.
that they are just one labor is going to first, they are going to put center limb,
Hmm.
and with proportion of the center limb, these left and right side people,
Hmm.
they are going to place side
Hmm.
and yoke respectively.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if they found any packet missing,
Hmm.
then whatever the proportionate packets supplied by CRGO supplier is going to be balanced at their end. So
Hmm.
that might be the reason that lot of excess is generated
Hmm.
at the transformer end. Sir.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Great.
Sir, with this picture, I just I intentionally put this picture in
Okay.
this slide.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I had seen that many transformer manufacturers, they are not doing this yoke reinsertion of the yoke. They are just making this assembly in E shape, and they have such fixtures that they can lift this core in
Hmm.
vertical position,
Hmm.
and they can insert their windings, and after that finally they are putting this yoke plate on the top yoke side.
Hmm.
So as we are taking at least 2% extra cushions
Hmm.
for this yoke reassembly,
Hmm.
which we can avoid by
Right.
doing such type of assembly,
Right.
where we can directly insert these top
Right.
yoke CRGO
Right.
after inserting the windings.
Right.
So this can be
See,
this good practice should be
you're
adopted.
you raised a very good point, and in fact, I used to practice it in one of my old organization. But uh,
Okay.
why this is not done? You said very rightly that you don't have to put top yokes. You have to put
Yeah,
only the bottom yoke and limbs and center limbs and
yeah,
side limbs. And
yeah,
when you are putting the coil, then only put the top yoke. But as a transformer manufacturer, I'm not always confident that I'm going to get the uh, core loss what is
mm-hmm.
designed. Okay, so as a precaution, I put the top yokes in the building. Then I
Yeah,
do the
yeah,
core loss. I wanted to touch upon that point. I do the core
yeah.
loss, and then when I'm sure
Okay.
everything is fine, core loss is perfect, then I take the core ahead for the coil assembly by removing the top yoke. That is an additional extra work. Okay,
Correct, sir. Correct,
and
sir.
that must be avoided. But
Yeah,
due to this apprehension about the certainty of core loss,
yeah,
people are not doing it. So it is an extra work. They have to redo it. But otherwise, it will cause a big rework if suppose they found in the final testing the no load
yeah.
losses are out of guarantee. So
Correct, sir.
because of
Correct, sir.
that lower confidence on the core material or core whatever it is, this
Correct,
is being
correct.
done.
Yeah, you said perfectly, sir. But in case of multiple sets, we can avoid these
Yes,
things.
yes, yes,
You
yes.
can do testing of some random cores, and
Hmm.
if you have the confidence and you are getting lamination from good source, then you can avoid these reworks.
Yes.
And of course, you can save some cost also.
Yes, yes. In fact, you put it very rightly. We used to get the course without top yoke, build core without top yokes, and
Yeah,
yokes used to come separately to us, and then we used to
yeah, yeah.
assemble. We did never used to done the core loss test at that time because there were multiple orders. I mean, multiple units of one design. So one or two cores we were tested, and then we used to take the course without top yoke. So that's
Yes,
what
sir.
you are saying perfectly right as far as the handling of the core is concerned. Yeah.
Correct, sir.
Yeah. So one question can I ask if you want to share further before going to the next question?
No, sir. My presentation is ending here, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
ask any question, sir.
Yeah. You put this chart. So would you like to
Yeah.
talk about this chart?
Normally, CRGO suppliers, they are not sharing such charts to their customers.
Hmm.
So that's why I had given this chart that
Okay.
these some reference readings.
Huh.
But even by referring this chart, you cannot identify your CRGO grades because nowadays every mill is having different performance at different flux density.
Right.
This is the standard chart where you can just take some reference.
Hmm.
So that's why I had given this chart with fractional flux density.
Yeah.
But I just want to tell to in this forum that wet loss performance is different for every make. So you cannot compare one make with another make. So you need to ask your CRGO supplier that what make you are going to use, and you can ask that please share me hysteresis curve or chart or wet loss detail for that particular make. Then your question will be answered in a proper way. If you
Okay.
will ask that what will be the result at 1.5 Tesla, 1.6 Tesla, then you will get average answer, average reading answer. But if you will ask specifically that this just for the troubleshooting, if you had any issue in your CRGO supplies and you want to do troubleshooting where it is gone wrong, then you can ask to your supplier that what make they had used, and you can ask to share that that particular make wet loss detail at different flux density.
Okay, great. So related to watts per kg, Gaurav, I have one question to you. Is that in order to get the optimized design loss, as you rightly said, there are so many companies and so many grades now available, and it is really a challenge to select the right kind of CRGO. Initial earlier days when the designer used to specify only the grade of the CRGO, like I want M4,
Okay.
okay, and he used to give
Yeah.
M4. But now
Yeah.
with a lot of emphasis on no load loss reduction and optimization, uh, uh, as just instead of going for one particular grade, if suppose the transformer manufacturers specifies the watt per kg, okay,
Yeah.
and the emphasis on the grade is not there. I mean,
Okay.
what I mean to say, ki you are at liberty to select the
Yeah.
grades of CRGO.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
is it possible to optimize the core by having more than one grades in one core? Okay, so that
Uh,
I have a mix
okay.
of thing, so that I have minimum losses. Number one, and the
Yeah.
second question is whether it will affect in any other way on the performance of the core.
Yeah, sir. Okay. This is what you asked, which is generally happening in supplier side,
Right,
because they have pressure to optimize the rate also,
right.
and they need to achieve the no load losses also.
So they tell
So
me I'll give you watts per kg. Great, छोड़ दो सर आप.
या करेक्ट,
Right?
ग्रेड
हाँ
छोड़ दो आप, मैं
हाँ
वो देख लूंगा वो,
हाँ. तो वो क्या
करेक्ट.
चक्कर है वो
तो
थोड़ा आप जरा
उसमें भी
एक्सप्लेन
सर
कीजिए.
वो चक्कर में ऐसा है कि सर वो बोलते हैं ना कि नकल में अक्ल लगानी होती है कि आप मिक्सिंग करो, पर
हाँ,
मिक्सिंग आप ऐसे करो कि जिसमें बोले ना कि वो आटे में नमक चलता है, नमक में आटा नहीं चलता.
no,
तो
no,
मिक्सिंग प्रॉपर इट शुड बी इन अ लॉजिकल वे. मिक्सिंग ऑफ ग्रेड is okay up to certain extent, but it should be the same origin. You should not mix two different origin, because every these mills having their own metallurgy.
Right.
and every CRGO meals, they're having different percentage of their metals and chemical compositions. So we cannot do a mixing of let's say NLMK and POSCO अगर हम एक साथ mix कर रहे हैं,
हाँ.
so you are not going to get the results as per your calculative numbers. The reason behind is कि हर एक का मटेरियल जो है उसका सैचुरेशन लेवल डिफरेंट है और
जी.
उसका परफॉर्मेंस लेवल डिफरेंट है.
Okay.
अगर मैं आपको बताऊं कि एक ऐसा भी मेक है जिसका परफॉर्मेंस एट 1.7 टेस्ला इज ऑलवेज बेटर, पर अगर आप उसको लोअर फ्लक्स डेंसिटी पे टेस्ट करोगे तो उसका परफॉर्मेंस वहां पे पुअर आएगा. तो अभी क्या है कि सर इसमें भी मिल दे आर सो मच स्मार्ट, they know that their customer is going to verify that supplied material at 1.7 Tesla. So they are achieving the results at 1.7 Tesla, but they are not performing well at another Tesla, especially on the lower side or maybe above saturation side.
Okay.
So that's why mixing of grade is allowed, but it should be from the same origin. Second thing, जैसे आपने बताया कि अगर हमको ये लिबर्टी मिलती है कि आप लॉसेस अचीव कर लो, आपको उसमें जो भी अगर थिकनेस मिक्स करना है या कुछ भी ग्रेड मिक्स करना है तो आप कर सकते हो. इन सच केसेस मोस्ट ऑफ पीपल व्हाट दे आर डूइंग कि जो मेन स्टेप होता है, द लार्जेस्ट विड्थ ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मर डिजाइन, which we all knows that main step itself is carries some around 30 to 40% weight of that design. तो जो मेन स्टेप होता है उसमें दे आर यूजिंग वन ऑफ द बेस्ट मटेरियल, एंड इन द लोवेस्ट स्टेप्स, लेट्स से कि जो आपका लोवेस्ट स्टेप्स है वो लास्ट के 3 स्टेप्स जो है उसमें आपने कोई और इंफीरियर ग्रेड यूज कर लिया जस्ट टू सेव द कॉस्ट. तो ऐसे कॉम्बिनेशंस पॉसिबल है एंड लोग करते भी है. पर आज की डेट में क्या हो गया है राजीव सर कि सीआरजू में ही इतनी ग्रेड्स अवेलेबल है कि आपको यानी आपको जो चाहिए वो रेट के आसपास में आपको दूसरा ग्रेड मिल जाएगा. Earlier what happened that we have very specific grade M4, M5, M3 and laser. Now in laser itself there are 3-4 categories. Right. 75 DR, 80 DR, 85 DR. Right. So वो बोलते हैं ना कि अभी आपके पास शॉपिंग करने के लिए बहुत सारे विंडोज अवेलेबल है, आपको जो पसंद है वो आप उसमें से पिकअप कर सकते हो. Okay, okay. I don't personally I don't recommend to do any mixing. It is not going to give any कुछ इसमें उतना बेनिफिट नहीं होगा. Rather than you can select some in between grade, like if you want to optimize your cost, you can select some next step of that grade, and you can have a detailed discussion with your CRGO supplier. Somewhat you need to increase, transformer manufacturer need to increase their no load loss limit, and CRGO supplier can supply some alternate grades. Okay, okay. That's great, Gauravji. And with this, I think we are coming to end of your presentation. Yes, sir. Yes, right? Sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. You want to add something here, or we should go to question and answers directly? Sir, I completed from my side, sir. Okay. So I will disconnect it here, and we will go to question answer session from here. Okay, sir. Yeah. Is it visible, my screen? Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. So we are into question answer session, and I am opening the chat box, and I could see some raise of hands. One by Mr. Krishna, Pawan, and second just now by Satyen Sharma. So Mr. Krishna, would you like to ask your question in the chat box, or would you like to ask yourself? You can switch on your mic and you can ask.
Hello?
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
Sir, good evening.
Sir,
good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, regarding this core construction,
yeah.
Actually in the second slide or third slide, I think exactly I remember, in that some approximate values Sarah has shown that there is a difference between the vertical step lock and horizontal step lock. The building fact reduction is around 2%, Sarah has shown. So means how it will be achieved in case of vertical step lock? Is there any process or Is there any reference data based on that Sara has shown that values, or how it will be achieved?
Yeah, Gauravji, could you get the question?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay.
Krishnan, right? Mr. Krishnan.
Krishna, Mr.
Yes,
Krishna.
yes, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Krishna. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Krishna, the reason behind why I am showing 2% less in vertical step length, basically that alignment at the corners will be better in case of vertical step length, because as I had shown in my pictures, that in vertical step length there is a guide hole, reference guide hole. So at the time of this core assembly, our assembler, they will just control that pitch distance with the help of these guide holes, and at the corner stage this alignment will be perfect. There will be less chance of any air gap. So that's why usually we says that it will be in case of vertical step clip, it will be improved by 2%. So that is the major difference. And
Okay.
these I derive on basis of whatever the R&D we had done with the cores. We done different core assemblies in different design. Like 5 MVA transformer core we made in normal design, horizontal design, and vertical design, and we derived that that much of benefit we can get from the vertical step length.
In case of vertical step length, in yoke also guide hole is there, sir?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
In every limb it is required.
Okay.
Okay. The next
Sir,
question is, hello, sorry.
Sir, I have one more question.
Okay, please.
Regarding this CRGO testing, actually,
Okay.
Star has shown some typical watt per kg values
Okay.
in the table. Actually, regarding this watt per CRGO testing, watt per kg testing,
Yeah.
in case of this laser scrubbed material, domain
Okay.
refined grade,
Yeah.
there they will do the single sheet method
Yeah.
testing. And
Yeah.
the watt per kg values, what we have shown is of single sheet values or F10 equivalent values.
Single sheet value. See, in short, I can answer you that laser scribe material, it having laser lining, we can say as a domain refined. So if you are going to do Epstein testing, then you need to cut the sample with the size of 305 in length and 30 mm in the width. So in such small width of 30 mm, your laser lines is going to be disturbed. So that's why it is recommended to do the testing on single sheet testing, and the sample size is restricted by 500 by 500 mm. So in such big piece, your laser line is not going to deteriorate, and you can get the actual results of that particular grade. So laser scribe material always should do testing on single sheet testing, and that single sheet test should be by 500 by 500 mm sample size.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. So next question is from Mr. Praveen Sonagra. What is the best ratio of leg center versus window height for no load loss?
Hello, Praveen sir. Good evening. See, as a CRGO processor, I can say that for us, if your window height will be larger than your leg center, then for us it is beneficial. But I have limited knowledge about this design side, so I'm sorry to say that I cannot specify it in terms of ratio.
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Praveen, for raising the question. And I think on some other forum we can take this question. So there is one more question in the chat box. First, let me finish the chat box question, then we can go to the individual questions who wish to ask themselves. Okay. So Mr. Vikas Verma is asking a question that what is the effect of guide holes of losses, and how many can we use core without notching in distribution transformer? Should I repeat the question once again?
Let me read it, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you repeat the question, sir?
Yeah. What is the effect of guide holes on losses, and how many? I think this is one. Second part is, can we use core without notching in distribution transformer?
See, we can do without notching also, but again you need to split your yoke plate, and you should make two side plate to make a yoke limb, and it is again not advisable process, because by this practice you are going to increase your building factor and no load losses will increase, and normally such practices people are doing just to salvage that excess material is available with them, or maybe to salvage whatever the secondary or rejected material is available with them. So I will not recommend to split the yoke. It is recommended to have the V notch. And about your second query of guide holes, it is advisable that you should keep minimum guide holes, because ultimately wherever you are punching the lamination, that means you are allowing to dissipate your flux from their regular path. So you should avoid guide hole as much as possible. You can minimize it in the small jobs. In the limb side, limb means center limb and side, you can have single hole, and in the yoke you can have a double hole. So these the best practices which designers are following.
Okay. Gauraji, you need to have a good patience because a lot of questions are coming. So
No issue, sir.
I just wanted
It's
to
my
know you're
pleasure.
okay with that. And I
Yeah,
also
sir.
wanted, thank you so much.
I'm,
And I have
I'm
also
related
wanted,
to answer such questions.
great,
Yeah.
great, thank you so much. And I also wanted to request participants to be on the forum. We are little running late because of we started late and the questions are also there. So from my side, I would like to take up all the questions, but kindly keep up in the program so that we can have your participation also. So next question is coming from Irfan Sheikh. Uh, Irfan Sheikh, he's our own engineer, Nostras engineer, very experienced
Okay.
person. He is asking on rated voltage and rated frequency. Sometimes core heats up so much higher than standard value. Why such unwanted heating produced in core, and losses also indicates more than standard values? Can we reduce NLL at this stage? It is coming from his field experience where
Okay,
at the
sir.
site this must be faced. So with that perspective, you can take up this question.
Yeah. I understood that question, and now even I can see all these questions in chat box.
Great,
Okay.
great.
So the thing is, see, it's related to the insulation also. What type of insulation we are using in transformer? But if I need to answer in prospect of CRGO, then there is a one area where such thing can be improved. If your coating of CRGO is a good one, then heating can be avoided. And one painful thing in our Indian industry, that still we are getting such materials where CRGO having single coating. Actually, ideal CRGO coating in standard of BIS norms is C5/C2. But even in Indian industry, still some crook fellows, they are importing such a secondary material, and it's a single coating, and you cannot identify such single coating with your naked eyes. You need to do Franklin test, and this is the one reason that even aesthetically that material looks good, but insulation coating is weak, so that resistivity will be very less, and that interlamination might be facing this heating issue.
Okay.
So this is the one reason.
Okay. So that coating, number of coatings layer is also important, which is to be, I mean, detected. But there is any way to check it? Just
See,
coating thickness you have to measure.
There is a, even in these government laboratories, you can check the coating thickness also.
Okay.
People are mostly aware about surface insulation resistance, but even if you decide to test the coating thickness, then it is possible with CPRI and ADA. And one loophole is that we need to consider the average reading. top and bottom side of the lamination. So normally what happened on one side of lamination, resistivity is very good, and another side it is very less. So if you want to do troubleshooting, then you need to get the results on separate result on the both side. Then you can identify that on some side, on one side, the insulation coating is poor, and that is the reason for hitting of the core, because at that area, that area will be hit up, and these all are the reasons.
Okay, okay. There is one question about top yoke or without top yoke, which is better. So I think you answered already this question, so we can
Sir.
skip
Yes,
it up.
sir.
And I am very happy to know that Mr. Ramchandran wants to share his thoughts. So, sir, please
Okay.
allow me to finish one or two questions. Then you can share your thoughts on that. Kindly hold on. So there is another question. Guide hole is how much percentage effect on? I think this you answered already.
Yes, sir.
So I'm skipping this. What about core annealing?
Okay.
So you can answer shortly this question.
Mr. Shabrinathan,
Shabrinathan.
core annealing, why we need to understand why annealing is required. Annealing is required just to nullify your stress losses. So earlier what happened that people were using these oily material, and they were using off cuts and jumbo off cuts for these CRGO processing. So in such practices, annealing was recommended. But now we are operating with the automatic line, so there is a very less chance of stress. So we don't need to do this annealing. So annealing is discontinued nowadays, and even these high B and laser scrap material, you should not do the annealing. Otherwise, the laser benefit will be nullified. So annealing is nowhere right now. It is for those who are using secondary material.
Yes. Then there is one question by Mr. Satyan Sharma, that sometimes it happens that when two or more cores are tested for same design, there is a difference in losses. That difference up to 150 to 200 watts, sometime in distribution transformers. What could be the reason?
This is mainly in distribution transformer, because distribution transformer might be your supplier is using different grade for every jobs. Every jobs means might be he is using for 50 lot, he is using better grade, and for another 50 lot he is short of the raw material, then he might using the different grade. So this is the reason behind that. If supplier is genuine and he is using same material for every job, then this should not happen. Yeah, the difference can be like 5 or 10 watts here and there is possible, which is the main reason is the handling and how you are doing core assembly, but not up to this 150 to 200 watt, especially in distribution transformer.
Right.
Then something is fishy in your CRGO.
Yeah.
But hello, I'm Satyendra here.
Yeah.
Satyan.
But when we talk this thing to our suppliers, they generally tell like we have cut all the 3 jobs or all the 5 jobs from the same material, from the same origin of the coil and same mother coil. Even after there are the differences come. So is there any possibility of like poor handling that you are talking about during your presentation? Poor handling or poor workmanship, or maybe the region of burr level and other?
See, sir, firstly, you just check those, you have that lamination in your custody. You can pick one lamination from one core, you mark it as A, and another lamination from where you observe higher nodal losses as a B. And you go to customer end, you do that testing in front of you. You can differentiate whether it is a mistake of CRGO or it is a mistake of the handling. For handling, this much of difference will not come. Likewise, you are saying 150 to 200 watt. For handling, this might be happen if that particular core is damaged during transit, or in that particular core if burr is more. But this will not increase more than 5%. Frankly speaking, if you are getting more than 5% variation in between the two same job, then you should do the testing at the customer end itself, and you can get the conclusion. So next time your customer will be, your supplier will be alert, and they will give the genuine reason behind such things.
Okay.
Great.
Sir,
It's
one
all
more
depend on
question.
your awareness and how smart
Yeah.
questions you are asking to your supplier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very correct.
Sir,
Thank
there
you
is
so
one
much,
more
Gaurav. Thank you
question.
so much for your detailed answer on this topic.
Thank you,
And
sir.
actually, questions are pouring in, so but we are running out of time, so we cannot take
Okay.
further questions. I request people to kindly send their questions on email or WhatsApp to me, and I will make sure that Mr. Gaurav answers those questions. I will pass on those answers to you, and so kindly bear with us. So now I'm requesting Mr. P. Ramchandran to kindly share his thoughts on this platform. Mr. Ramchandran, please.
Thank you, Mr. Shiv Gongar, for giving me the opportunity. I will just share my views because I was quite long in this line. And as you know, I was even having our own core cutting and lamination facility in our own factory. That was the practice 50 years back.
Yeah.
So those days, just for your information, I will say how those days were, how we were doing. Of course, I was with, as most of you know, I was with the TELC, and we had the Hitachi collaboration. So we used to get the best material, Japanese material only we used to use. And the way we were making was, but still the problem was the burr was very high those days, because those days we were using high carbon cutters. So we were slitting the lamination or roll coils, and then manually slitting and then processing in our own factory. So those days the burr was quite high, and what Japanese used to ask us to do was we used to grind each lamination on the edges.
Okay.
Through two grinders we will put, and this used to grind both sides. The edges will be ground, and then we used to anneal each lamination in a 700-800 degree roller, continuous roller. We used to do a lot of work. And then after that we also used to put a phenolic varnish booth.
Okay.
Then after the varnishing, naturally you have to heat it up. So that is along there. So it is such a very, very long process we were doing to get the good quality sort of thing.
Oh,
then later all these were changed. Main reason was the cutters, we could get silicon carbide cutters. So the burr level came down, so we can avoid annealing. And then the Japanese were able to put very good inorganic coating on each lamination, best coating, so that there is no more need for varnishing and those sort of things. We could avoid it.
okay.
That was how it all progressed. And I just want to just make one small correction also. This single sheet tester, this is mainly for this laser irradiated steel, CRGO, but IB can be annealed. And laser irradiated also, there is some grade made by Japanese which can be annealed also.
Okay. Okay.
For example, distribution transformers and all that will be beneficial. No? So they have both grades are there. So, but generally due to the easiness, people are going for a single sheet tester. This. And coming to the design point, as Mr. Bhatt has very clearly mentioned, the various factors you have to consider for it. Designers must always understand that watt per kg, actual watt per kg in the assembled core is not uniform. It is much more at the joints than in the straight portion where the flux is moving smoothly.
Yes.
So actually, European companies, what their calculation itself is like that. They separately calculate for the straight portion, and then the core joints they separately calculate and add it up. So this will give you very accurate results, and there is no very tolerant variation is very small. Everybody can do this by at least by, even if you don't have such a sophisticated testing and other things, at least by taking the joints, core joints, maybe 50 or 50 mm or whatever you take, and the other length you take it separately, the straight portion, and then you put it as a ratio. And by tabulating these results, you can improve your calculation accuracy a lot. You can improve.
Okay.
And frankly, there is absolutely no need for putting this upper yoke building. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because by this way, you can improve your calculation accuracy so much that you will get exactly measured loss and tested very, very close tolerance you will get. The handling is a real problem, but of course that require a lot of what you call some tools, and fixtures are also important. But let me confess, it is not a very easy thing, because my first company, I knew that Europeans are building core without upper yoke. So I tried to implement there. Of course, I could implement with the iron hand, but still I failed. Lot of resistance. People were doing like that for generation, and then so they will come with 1001 excuses and problems. I fed up and I said, let it be like that. But when later, last 20 years, maybe 2000 transformers I have seen going, not a single one we never made a upper yoke. There was no need for putting it. So this is something which is possible to make. So only thing is the factory and a lot of R&D or whatever we do and try to improve upon.
Yes.
And second point to remember is smaller the width, the more the building factor. Even if you take the whole core itself, even each sheet building factor, if you check, the more it will be when the width is less. So this is a point you always remember when you are making the design and other things. But we cannot go on making building factor for each layer like that.
Right.
We can only make average. But only thing is you go on improving your calculation. For that, the first thing is you must get correct feedback from your test bed. And this feedback loop should be always there, and the designer should continuously improve upon their calculation. Always compare with the identical that window height to core center, that core to core center, that ratio you should keep, because otherwise your calculation will go wrong. Or you make use of the percentage, that is the length at the corner versus the total straight length. It has a ratio, and make use of the calculation. So you will get much more, because this is a continuous process. You can go on improve your calculation. So once you improve your calculations, means that is also saving, lot of saving for you. This should be remembered. And frankly, I am not very happy for the guide hall, but the European companies try to avoid these guide halls, because when you are putting a hole there, again you are disturbing the flux flow, and you are that area also you are increasing the core losses. So frankly, we're using other type of fixtures and all. You can completely avoid guide holes. That should be your target for that. So avoid upper yoke building, avoid guide holes. That will also improve. Then another thing is handling, because this is done because people are not fully aware of it. So I used to tell the factory people always that you handle each lamination as a baby, no? That way it should be moved. But you look at it, you are a factory and look at it.
Yes.
The workers, you know what they will do? They will take one end of the lamination and they will just push like that. Then you will get a sound, no? They will be happy about it. But that it is just a zigzag, like a snake. Your lamination is ruining. That they don't understand. You are increasing the losses. These are the small things. They like it, that sound, they like it. They just one end of little like this up and down, they straighten for that they will
very right observation.
Yeah, so these things can also add the losses. So these things, once you create awareness at all the players in the process, then they themselves will come up with ideas, and they will try to avoid this type of this. How the core factories, building factories going up, that everybody should be aware, not only designers alone. And another point is the stress, the clamping force. There is an optimum. If too much clamping, then also losses will go up. If too low, also losses will go up. So this should be always remembered. Of course, air gap will not increase the losses, but only it can increase the excitation MVA, KVA. Basically, that alone will be improved. And the mixing of grades should be avoided at all costs. Another problem with the mixing is, see, you know, the better grade and the lower grade, the permeability is different. So what will happen is the flux ratio will change. It may not be same ratio. Higher the that permeability, that material can carry more flux than what you think. So this type of things we should avoid, that thickness, and of course we should not mix different make and all those sort of, because even though they all say that your quality and all same, you know that Japanese material, the quality is supreme. No doubt about it, that variation in thickness and all this improvement. Of course, now today POSCO is also almost the same level. Some of you must have seen, so there was some ladai was going on, no? Without Japanese knowledge, they also took that know-how, no? And one Chinese company also has that knowledge, so their quality has gone up little more. But still, Japanese, that way, that quality, and they're building. So because of this reason, when you, the designers, when you check the building factor, you have to have two type of building factor. One is the building factor based on what is the guarantee they give you when you have placed order. Second is what was the actual watt per kg of the single sheet tester. For example, Japanese always put a lower thing, because their standard is not, but other many countries, they will just standardize, they will just go to the near, but Japanese always keeps a little more lower. That is an additional advantage for you. So this, unless you monitor the building factor based on actual watt per kg and also based on the guarantee, you are not comparing apple to apple. This also probably you may require during sort of evaluating or building the core. But otherwise, I liked Mr. Bhatt presentation. This is a topic never people discuss, but this is an area where you can get a lot of savings. No, that whole problem with all our industry, or the people are always, people think, why not you use mild steel instead of copper? Why not you use distilled water instead of transformer? This type of suggestions and thought only is going on. That is not the real improvement. Is this type of point, this variation, this type of quality improvement. That should be the target of all of us. Not like reducing 5 mm, 6 mm, 3 mm, 2 mm, 1 mm. This type of thing will never count. It will all counterproductive thinking. We should think more on this. So that way, I congratulate both of you for selecting this topic and presenting. So people will be aware. Awareness is the most important. Now people should start themselves. How to improve? This is not very rocket science. People can, with the common sense and the things, they can try to work and improve upon.
Right, sir.
So these are all things I want to add.
Right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramchandran sir, for not only coming to the program and but sharing your valuable knowledge with us. And that was really icing on the cake and a feather in our cake, our cap, that you have chosen to spoke up and you shared your thought very frankly. Thank you so much, sir, for coming to the program. And I look forward for your continued, joining the program, and look forward for one day hosting you as an expert speaker in our program also. So thank you so much, sir. And I could see Mr. Gaurav Bhatt has raised a hand during when Mr. Ramchandran was speaking. So Gaurav, would you like to comment something?
Yeah, as Ramchandran said very correctly that this mixing should be avoided. Only one thing I want to share in this forum, that see, mixing will give some instant benefit in terms of cost, but we need to see in another larger way that you are deteriorating your transformer life and performance. If you are mixing, then you need to understand that if you are mixing any two grades, then major role of performance will be lied on this better grade, and that better grade will be will flow more flux, and that will impact on life of transformer.
Yes.
So always we should avoid mixing. And as Ramchandran sir corrected that annealing can be we can do for some of the laser grade. I just want to answer in detail that there are two types of laser scribing. One is mechanical scribing and one is laser scribing. So annealing can be do with the mechanical scribing, and normally Japanese material is coming with that mechanical scribing techniques, so that we can do the annealing, but laser scribe material we cannot do the annealing. Yeah, and high beam material we can do the annealing.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Very important point. And really the program and the whole session was very, very interesting. And I must thank you, Mr. Gaurav, for being very frank in dealing with the topic. And naturally, transformer people are looking for such answers. And CRGO is considered to be one of the topmost kept secret with the CRGO manufacturers. And a lot of such secrets are now available to the people who have come to the program. So thank you so much, Gauravji, for coming to and sharing your valuable information with us. So
My pleasure, sir.
with this, I would like to close this program. And just to let people know that we are putting our episodes on the YouTube also. This is the link in front of you. So you can anytime watch and refresh yourself and take the benefit of the knowledge which is shared in today's program and other previous programs also. So please subscribe to our channel and watch as and when you feel comfortable at comfort of your home and your office. And thank you so much. Looking forward for all of you to come to our future webinars also. And really your support and help is making this initiative a small success. And today we are on the 11th episode. So that itself is a, great support which is coming from you. So thanks a lot. So I take a leave and I wish you goodbye and looking forward for your presence in the next program. So thank you, Mr. Gaurav Bhatt. Thank you, Mr. Ramchandran. And thank you all the participants. Bye-bye. Take care and see you soon next week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.